Christian Gamer here. I just want to say thank you for joining me, and let's get right into this. So, first of all, day one trying to get the gameplay. I was doing the solo. My buddy Josh, who couldn't join, or anybody else for that matter. And so I tried doing it solo, and I was just having really bad luck. I don't know what was going on. I mean, like my shot really glitchy, and it just like really I kept going down constantly, so it was just really bad gameplay overall, and I honestly couldn't even do the bow. So it was really weird for some reason, and so I was like, you know what, the heck with it. And so I tried to wait a day, and then for some reason, like, I just couldn't stream. I streamed for a little bit, but then it cut itself out. I don't know what's been going on, but I think everything's been all set, because it actually just took a little bit to start. I had to reset it. So sorry for the delay. I really do apologize. If you've been following my Twitter, then you know that I have been trying to keep you guys updated on what's going on. I did promise it like every day, the last 2 to 3 days, and finally got. I did this last night, really late, and I was gonna stream right after, but it was a really late night. So consequently, I waited till today. But anyways, let's get started. So today we're finally gonna finish off the 4 bows, with today being the fire bow. I gotta say, this gameplay is beautiful. Okay, it's not perfect, obviously, especially like this round here. We have really crappy luck. Like round 2 or 3, we knife into a nuke when we're trying to fill up the dragon, or trying to get stuff done. So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, you know. And it happened to us every single game. This is about game 2. Yeah, this is game 2. And so as we're going along here, we're just gonna skip right through. He's sitting there doing the dragon, as you can see. Just sitting there, knifing away, and I got a good crowd, and I did some really good play here, just keeping him occupied until he can get the dragon. We almost filled the dragon, 2 dragons in 1 turn, so that was kind of nice. If 1 kill would activate it and feed him once, we would have had it, but unfortunately we didn't. So it doesn't work like that, but we honestly did some really good play here. At the end, we kind of goofed off and used the power of all 4 bows, and even though it's just 2 of us, I mean, we would switch out and whatever, and I kind of goofed off, and I didn't have any more time, so but honestly, I had really good luck with this firebow, because the shot with a stone, I ended up getting the first shot with, and then right directly after, the hardest shot of the circles, I got first try with it, with actually kind of luck. I kind of thought about it as I was activated and shot through, and so and I end up hitting it. I did miss a couple times on that other shot, so we'll skip through that and actually show you. I ended up going down right here. Let's go back a little bit. So this is where you start it. You just hit that with the bow, and I'm gonna go down. Alright, and then you grab the arrow, and then you go into the rocket pad and shoot the stone. I did the calculation, and he opened up the door, and I ended up launching us through. He's doing the electric bow. So he went over here and was doing his thing. I did have to wait a little bit for him, so we're gonna speed this up a little. But yeah, I do want to apologize again. I do want to give a shout out to another fellow YouTuber. Honestly, I did have a little bit of troubles with some of the bows, and wasn't 100% sure on some of the stuff. So I ended up going to a certain YouTuber. Sorry if I do end up butchering your name a little bit. I have him on Twitter. It's Mr. Waffles. Ruffawuggles. Mr. Waffles. Sorry. I knew I would butcher the name. But his no nonsense guides they're really helpful, honestly. I mean, especially with the firebow particularly, because he shows you in the general area where you want to look at while you get launched to shoot the circles. And I did end up having to use that for this one, and that's the only real thing that I needed help with, is kind of get a general location of where the circles are going to be, because so I do want to give a big shout out to him. You're an amazing game player, man. It's really nice to and for you to follow is really cool too. So with that being said, I want to continue on. We had to wait for the rocket pad here. Getting some practice shots. And then I'm goofing off. He's just sitting there training. He's getting bored at one point. He was kind of getting upset. He's just like, oh, I'm so bored. And as soon as he said that, immediately the rocket wanted to activate. So he's sitting there training the zombie. Alright. Let's go back just a little bit. I want to show you. So you gotta hit that circle right dead center. My buddy Josh, was having a hard time with that shot because it's a small circle to hit. You gotta realize how your bow is gonna react and everything, and so I wanted to go. So just really aim to the left a little bit, and your bow is gonna be like dead on. We got lucky right here. We needed some money to teleport, and we had dogs, so I mean, just whipped out our bows. And I mean, these little cubby areas right here, they're really useful for dogs, because you just sit there and you aim right at the floor, like right there, and just click. I mean, no matter what round, you're sitting there blasting away at them. As you see, Josh, he's kind of fooling around a little bit, but I mean, you know, it really doesn't. It takes one shot. You could take like 3-4 of them out if they're all bunched together, right? You know, I mean, it doesn't take much at all. Plus, when it comes to a max ammo, you're not wasting anything. You don't gotta reload or nothing. Look at this shot. Boom. And I told Josh, I was like, wait a minute, dude. I think I seriously just got that. And I was like, oh, no way. So that's where one of these circles is right here. And then you gotta stand in here and get kills to fill it up. I do a trick that I haven't seen anybody talk about, so I'm not quite 100% sure. But when you're standing in here, you know, and you're sitting there, and you gotta get overwhelmed with zombies, because in the like 6, you know, I mean, if you're getting swarmed with a huge train, unless you're using your bow to get massive kills, you're gonna get swarmed fairly quickly, you know. As you see, when it activates, I'm gonna show you. See, that's what it's gonna look like. So when you see yourself glowing red like that, that means it's done, and you move on. But as I was saying, when you're getting overwhelmed in a circle, you can pop out, pop back in, and it's gonna leave off where you left off. It's not gonna. You don't have to restart, so you don't have to worry about, I have to stay in the circle, you know. And or it's gonna reset. It's not one of those types of deals. Like I said, I don't think I've seen anybody talk about that, so I do want to let you guys know. Even if they did, I do want to give you that information just in case. Yeah, I got really crappy luck in some of these spots, like especially later on with the other circles. It just was really cruddy. So we're gonna skip through to the other one. That's it. I like to train up here. I find it kind of comforting and nice. A twofer. I hit that on the nose, and so that's the other spot. Actually, right, see where I'm aimed, that little buckle right there? You want to aim to right about there, maybe to the right just a little bit, for this shot. I didn't have to move, but I accidentally hit my analog stick. That's why I went down a little bit, and then I had to recorrect it in time. So right in that area is a good spot for it. Again, a shout out to Mr. Ruffle Waffles, and for that little tip. It was really useful. So we're gonna sit here and move on to me filling the box up.
Let my knife do the talking. I've got time for this. Never was a fan of flying. Not exactly going to plan, is it, Richtofen?
So as you can see there,
Tell me this is how you plan.
the shot, I wasn't quite aiming in the right spot. This one, you want to aim kind of in the middle. Yeah, that was my mistake. I don't know why, but I knifed instead of ended up taking the shot. But I think I got it that third time. You know, third time's always the best one. Check this out. My buddy went to launch himself, and I thought that was pretty hilarious. Come on, he's coming. Watch. Thump, thump, thump. They launched the zombies with it. There was some funny glitches because that was happening. He said that he saw bodies fly, but and then also up here I used the gravity spikes later on down the road, and I placed them down to do the sap, and it ended up getting a zombie stuck in the air. I went through ahead to check the trailer, and the trailer, you can't see the zombie, but you can see the electrical beam, and it stays there, dude, for the rest of the game. I mean, or at least for the most part. In our game, it stayed there, but I don't think it shows in the trailer. The trailers are kind of glitchy for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, I believe this is my actual successful attempt with right here. Yep, dead on. Yeah, like I said, I got really, really lucky with these. So it was really nice. So we're gonna sit here and we're gonna fill it up. I'm gonna make this huge drain, and then use my bow. And then I'm sitting there, I'm going through. You come up to this clock tower, you hit square, and you wait for the symbol. And it showed the symbol. It's the arrow with the arrows in the line. So it's where it's, and then to even be more helpful, you'll see the glowing circle of which one you need. Okay. Now, this one you had to go from there, and so I was like, okay. And I recognized the circle, and I knew where I needed to go, because the circle is where right underneath not the circle, but the fireplace that you need to shoot is directly underneath the dragon head. Watch. See, it's this one, and I know it's that one because you see right there those symbols. See? So I knew it was I knew that's what it was, and so I was kind of curious how I was gonna do that shot. And here was a really good way for me, because you got to take from the circle, you got to be glowing red, you got to take your arrow. So I was thinking maybe you could come through that way, but I knew even in 4 shots you wouldn't make it, so you'd have to go straight across to that yard. So I was thinking, well, maybe if I shoot it just in between those little miniature pillars, I was thinking maybe I can get it on the ground and just kind of two-shot it. Well, I could have two-shot it if I didn't have a crapshoot of the second shot, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the first shot. I did mess up the first time. See, I tried to see if I could do it that way. I was like, let's try going through here. Ended up hitting there, and I was like, oh, really? So I waited. The electrifying zombie that you see there is when you start the part for the gravity spike. So I went above, and I was like, I think that hit. And yes, sir, it did. I saw it. And this is a great way to do a three shot, if not 2 shot. I mean, all you gotta do is open the door, and I tried it, and it hit right in that corner, right where the shield was. Unfortunately, it didn't call it, because I could have been like Shazam, but so, and then we tried it again, and then it ended up giving me a cheap shot right there. So I was like, all right, whatever. You know what? I could easily do this one. Bam. And I still got the 3 shot. Now, when it comes to this 3 shots, you will get a max ammo, as you see here. Anything, you know, your 4th shot, your 4th and final shot, you got to go up and press square. Your 4th and final shot will only activate that achievement part. So, unfortunately, you will not get a full max ammo if you do 4 shots. Anything less than 4 shots is a max ammo. And then you gotta come up here to that glowing miniature nova. Call it the fire sphere. And it does a little show, kaboom, and then it drops the fire arrow. Voila. And then we all know what happens next, don't we? We come on down here, we put it in this altar right here, and bada bing, baby, we get the kills. Just stay in that little dip area, and even on the other side, your kills are going to it. So, but as long as you stay near that pillar and just sit there and wreak havoc, you're gonna be golden. So let's fast forward a little bit and let's see what it does. I did go down because I was just having really crappy luck. So I get fed up, and I was like, you know what? There it is, the fireball. And then I immediately go start doing the wolf bow on my own. But to give you an idea of what this does, let's wait. It is also useful against panzers. Now, I've learned what does what for panzers. Okay. The fire bow, or lava bow, whatever you want to call it, as you know, it forms this crater around the zombies, and then it holds them there. It's with the Panzer, it holds them there. So you can sit there and blaze through him, and he will not move. I did it in this video. I do want to show you, because I thought that was pretty cool. So, we're going to go through here. I got to get some kills, so... But he's got enough to bring me over to get the skull. Let's fast forward here. So, as you see there, that's the firebow.